Well, welcome this afternoon. I was delighted when Marge's family asked me if I would be here at least and welcome you all and introduce this austere event, and we're so glad to celebrate Marge's life together. Just a couple words of my experience with her. I used to be director, now I'm the coordinator for spiritual services, i.e. chaplain. And I've been here 19 years, and I've known Marge since she moved in. She was one of those people that wanted to participate in everything. And 2 weeks before she passed away, she was signed up to go on a field trip with me. We went and visited the monastery, the Greek Orthodox monastery up in the mountains. And she was very disappointed, laying in a bed over here at the village, that she wasn't going to get to go on that field trip. So that is really representative of what the enthusiastic, participating in everything, loving life. And so let's start today with a word of prayer, and then her family's going to take it from there. Creator God, we thank you so much for lovely people like Marge who just bring joy and interest and fascination and enthusiasm to life. That she was very much her own person, and we thank you for that. We thank you for the great contribution she made to history in her own way, through the Bee and through her job there as librarian. And Father, we just thank you for the many ways in which she participated here at San Joaquin Gardens. We ask that you would just bless and keep each of us today in your precious hand. Amen.
Oh, Nancy, that wasn't recording. Can you do this again, please? Okay. All right. Graciously declines. All right. Hi. Hello. My name's Joe Arnold. I am Marjorie Arnold's nephew, her only nephew, but I would refer to myself as her favorite nephew. So, but she would remind others, no, you're my only. So thank you all for coming to pay tribute to Marjorie Ann Arnold, our beloved matriarch and friend. As you all know, Aunt Marjorie was truly a special person, who quietly and unselfishly made a difference in so many lives of the people she encountered in her long and fulfilling life. Now, she hated the spotlight. In fact, she was not particularly thrilled when I told her, as the family patriarch, and again, I'll skip the thing about being her favorite. I only mentioned it like 7 times, so I reminded her, as patriarch, my sisters and I were planning on having a celebration of life to honor all that she'd done during her 95-year journey on this planet. Despite being an extremely private person who loathed attention, she knew that resistance was futile, to quote a Star Trek line, and she eventually gave us permission to gather here today with all of you to share some of our favorite memories about her and the impact she had on all of us. Speaking of patriarchs, I want to honor Walt Parks, the reluctant patriarch of my Mother Jerry's side of the family. And Walt graciously agreed to yield his 15 minutes of podium time to you, the people, which we will have the time after my sister Catherine and I speak. Walt, you have always been a giver. Thank you. So with that said, we asked our family members who couldn't be here today to send something they wanted read at this service. Unfortunately, the newly anointed matriarch, our oldest sister Jacki Arnold, who lives in Washington, D.C., and her loving husband Reed were not able to make it today. So I won the rock, paper, scissors game with my 2 sisters who are here today, Sue Arnold and Catherine Cadletts. So I won the game, so I get to read Jacki's touching tribute to our dear, sweet Aunt Marjorie. Okay, so I am sorry that I cannot join you in person today to talk about my wonderful Aunt Marjorie. I was able to see her after she became ill and was able to say thank you for being such a guiding light in my life. As the oldest of her nieces and nephew, I have many memories of my glamorous young aunt who lived with my grandparents but always was out on a date and drove a red, white Ford coupe when everyone else had black cars. She had fabulous clunky jewelry, and as a special treat, I was allowed to sort it by color and size. After grandfather Joseph Rex died in 1957, just before my brother Joe was born, grandmother Susie and Marjorie moved from the Calaveras Street house to North Wishon, the storybook house with the white picket fence. Many of you talk about having gone by that house repeatedly because she did such a great job of making it seem so special, so storybook-like. She was a very active participant in our lives. She took us all to all of the Fresno parades. We always had a box of Cracker Jacks. That was a great memory. She took us to the circus. We had marvelous holiday candy or taffy parties and decorations. A sugar cube castle with pink frosting was decorated with candy. I don't think my mother ever forgave her for that one because we would not let her throw it away. Mold, mildew, rats. We saw her every Sunday after church for tea and homemade cookies with Grandma Susie. I think the pivotal point in this is Jacki's relationship with Aunt Marjorie was when she came to live with Marjorie and Grandma Susie during her senior year in high school. Our parents were having marital difficulty, and Jacki could not get along with her mother. Well, Jacki's now a pediatrician, and she understands that is common, but at the time it was devastating for her. She was now in a loving home with no conflict and a supportive aunt